This is the Functional Subgrouping Practice Community call, and I've crossed the time boundary. I'll start with centering. In silence, gathering my thoughts and becoming aware of the feelings and thoughts that are in my body right now. News and distractions. News is that I have posted the last video of this 3-week series. It's been running for 3 weeks, but yesterday's call was the first I posted on YouTube and completely public. And I intend to do that, to continue doing that with calls that don't give away any personal information or more than I want to. And if others join me, I'll ask them to, at the end of the call, to make a choice whether the video should be just not published at all or published with a password, such that only the people in the practice community can watch it, or if it can be published publicly. And another piece of news is that I've been in the Systems Centered large group online meeting yesterday with 31 people. It's the same thing, doing the same thing that I'm doing in a more professional way. And yeah, yesterday's call, I was very nervous about this, that I would go there, and now I'm looking back. And what's new is that I spoke about what I'm doing here, what we are doing here, and that 7 people out of the 31 were interested to do something like that. So maybe we have a chance to grow this practice community. And I'll go into functional subgrouping. So I'm excited that other people have said, I've made a show of hands. I've asked for a show of hands of people who are interested to meet more often with other people, members of SCTRI, and who want to practice functional subgrouping. And there were 7 people, and so far we have been 6 in this group. So we could grow to the double size. I'm excited about that. Anyone else? Nelly, you're excited to have found that other people are also interested in what you're doing? What the group, this practice community is doing? That they are interested in checking it out and possibly participating. I have hopes that if the group is growing, there will be it will be easier to find 2 people who are available at the same time and find the same time attractive to spend time on practicing functional subgrouping. So it wouldn't happen so often that someone is doing these calls alone. Anyone else? Nelly, one thing you like is that if the community would be bigger, it would be easier for people to practice in couples or in pairs or more in bigger groups and not just alone like you're doing now or have done many times now. Yeah, and also even that more than 2 people would have be available at the same time. So 3, 4, 5 people meeting at the same time would be really interesting. I'm very curious what would happen if we would have so many people on the call. Anyone else? Nelly, you're excited about the idea to have groups larger than 2, which is the largest number you had so far in this practice community? I'd like to bring a difference. And I think I'm good with leaving the excitement about growth group. So now I'm going to the opposite subgroup, which says, oh, well, the first 5 people who joined you in this group, they built some shared reality with in the York conference meeting of SCTRI. And you spend 3 days, 2.5 days, many hours together to get to know each other. And so it's much easier to feel connected with these people than to just any random people, any random person which maybe they have never seen. And maybe people don't want to extend the membership, the possibility to participate here and to access the recordings to these other people. Anyone else? Nelly, the people who are currently in the group, they know each other quite well for spending 2.5 days at a conference together, working together. And they're in this experiment, and they've agreed on sharing the recordings of this meeting with other people from whom they know from the conference. And you think if you just open to some other people who they don't know, probably, they might not want to want want to participate anymore. So maybe you're not gaining people, not just gaining people, you would also be losing people. And also you can't just and also I don't want to just take away the destroy the group we are having by allowing new people to enter without checking with the others first. And also the recordings, I really want to make sure that the others are okay for sharing the recordings with the other people who may join, new people joining. Anyone else? Nelly, you don't want to steal the group that has existed now from the people who are members of the group by deciding to invite other people who the others don't feel comfortable with, possibly. And also for the recordings which have been made and shared with the group, you don't want these recordings to just be available to new people without checking with the recorded people first if they are okay with that. So I see I have some mind reads about the other members of this group, which are currently 6 people. And I really want to check them. I want to test the reality. And I guess I can write emails or on Slack. and try to get answers from them. Anyone else? Nelly, you have mind reads of the other members of this group, and you really want to find out truth, the reality, and you think you can write emails or on Slack and check your mind read with the other members of this group. And I'm moving into surprises and learnings, which is a section where I look back at the call, the meeting, and just say what I can observe that has happened there. Well, I have a learning that I don't just want to take an action like invite further people to this group before checking my mind reads with the other members of the group, without gaining information from them about this decision. I have another learning that I am quite excited about the possibilities of extending this group to more people from SCTRI. I've a discovery that the publishing this call for the whole world is something I also want to get clarity on. And I think I'm okay with publishing this call today as well, publicly. And also publishing the last call was okay for me. And I like the idea of making this decision together with the people on the call for each meeting. I have a satisfaction of having established this norm to determine what happens with the recording at the end of the call. I have a satisfaction that that this event, like the SCTRI large group meeting yesterday, that I did some pre-work to explore what I want to bring there, and that I did some post-work today, what I'm making of the results. I feel like I'm taking more considerate actions when I do exploration before acting. have a satisfaction that I've done my daily call today. So that's the time boundary, and maybe tomorrow I'll be back. Maybe tomorrow, maybe earlier or later.